Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched Movie. Mike here with a review for Moonfall. And I will have spoilers at the end of the video with plenty of warning for anyone who wants to be bored to death for 2 hours and 11 fucking minutes. I'm kidding, it's not that bad if you like bird watching. But no, seriously, it's not that bad. Look, it's all about how you feel about Roland Emmerich films. I love the idea of Roland Emmerich movies. I love some of the shit that he's done. He likes to blow up shit, and I can appreciate that. I'm the guy who sits in traffic, and when you're just looking around, I just like imagine, like, what would it look like right now if the entire earth just got fucking blown to smithereens? You know, like, what would that look like? I like imagining that stuff, and I know that's a little bit fucked up, but I can't help it. Like, it scares me, but I also think it would look really fucking cool. Coincidentally, that last paragraph would be my Tinder bio if I were single. So you guys can use that if you want to. Yeah, this is definitely later in his career, Roland Emmerich. If you remember the beginning of Roland Emmerich's career, it was Universal Soldier, badass. The Patriot with Mel Gibson, not only badass, but also the first time a girl ever touched. Independence Day was one of the seminal movies of the 90s, depending on your age group and where you were then. That was like the coolest movie ever. It's the first movie I was ever in the middle of July, where the whole audience just stood up and clapped after it was over with. Like, it just fit that moment in time. And it's a classic, you know, for a lot of us. I know for some people it's not, but then you have the later career stuff, the Independence Day 2, for instance. The kind of the exact dichotomy between some of his earlier movies and some of his later movies. And then there's the in-between stuff. It depends on how you feel about movies like 2012 or The Day After Tomorrow. But if you like those kind of movies, Moonfall is like 2012. It's around that wheelhouse. I mean, it's fun to stare at, it's pretty to look at, and sit there just, you know, slack-jawed like an idiot, letting just entertainment hit you in the face like it's a wet fish. There's nothing wrong with that in my mind at all. They're popcorn movies, meant to be entertained, meant to be oohed and awed by and see, hey, what the fuck can we do with all this CGI that'll just blow people's fucking pants off? You know? That's what these movies are meant for, and I can appreciate that. My only problem is, why the fuck does it have to be 2 hours and 11 minutes long? It goes against the purpose of entertainment when you make it that long. And it'd be okay if the story was like very interesting, but it's so fucking stupid. I mean, it's all so fucking stupid. I'm talking just, not just turn your brain off, but beat it into fucking submission stupid. Like, at one point, Halle Berry goes up and calls off an entire operation, and by the time she puts down the microphone and walks down steps, the camera pans over, and there's like 100 dudes with their suitcases packed up boarding an airplane. It's like, how the fuck did they figure out time travel? Like, how, it just doesn't make, so much of it doesn't make sense, and they don't even try to make it make sense. And that's fine, because it's a dumb popcorn movie, right? And that's what we're entertained by. The special effects, pretty goddamn good. I mean, they're down to the last goddamn inch, obvious CGI, and they always are. But it's pretty, you know, that's what you knew that going in. The moon is literally coming down and making gravity just shit its pants all over everyone. And it's a cool thing to look at. But for like, I don't know, what, 15, 20 minutes worth of special effects, 20 minutes worth of good special effects, and maybe another 15 of just random shit. There's one thing that they do where it's like the Baymax nanotechnology flying around, and that just looks bad. It's not even cool. Like, they could have, the main like antagonist, and you see this a little bit in the trailer, the way it looks when it's just like a black smoke monster flying around everywhere, like, it just looks like a turd made of fucking Hot Wheels cars. It's not that cool. Like, you could have thought of something way cooler than that for that. But the world destructive shit, it looks cool, but like I said, 15, 20 minutes of cool shit for how many endless minutes of just dialogue that is so vanilla and just, I mean, it was made in a fucking lab. I do appreciate the Jerry Bruckheimer, Michael Bay 90s, early 2000s-ish feel that it had to it. Like, it had that, just that sort of vibe going through some of it. And Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry both do their job. They're both just there and handsome, and especially Halle Berry, and just looking concerned, and Patrick Wilson rocks the fuck out of a leather jacket. They do great in their roles. And the other guy, John Bradley, is just the perfect Josh Gad replacement, just a happy comedic relief dude, and he does a great job of what he's supposed to do. The story is sort of a cool idea with some sort of cool elements. There's a point at the end that we'll talk about when we get into the spoilers that was like, oh, that's interesting. But I can't get my mind off the fact that I've just been sitting here waiting for this fucking thing to end for forever now. And it's not that interesting. You're like, oh, that's cool. No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Immediately, that happens over and over again. And again, you expect that. I don't expect too much. But look, if you're going to make a popcorn movie and you're going to make it entertaining, make it a little goddamn shorter, please. for your sake, for your kid's sake, just do that. That's all I'm asking you for. I could edit this movie down to 1 hour and 20 minutes in my fucking sleep while being electrocuted. Don't ask me how I sleep while being electrocuted, because if you can believe half the shit in this movie, you can believe that too. I mean, there's an entire side story going on with their kids, and they're just walking around like fucking Lord of the Rings, and they just keep going back to them for like 20 minutes at a goddamn time, and nobody gives a shit. Just cut the fucking fat, Roland. Cut the fat. I swear to God, if this movie was 1 hour and 20 minutes long, it would not have missed anything that you cut out of it. Like, the audience wouldn't have. The movie would have been a 7.5, because there's some cool shit in there. You know what to expect going in. You got what to expect, but you just got all this other stupid shit too. It could have been a 7 or 7.5. For me, Moonfall, 5.5. Everything you expect from a Roland film, and then just a whole lot of shit you didn't care about as well. So do with that what you will. People who enjoyed 2012 will enjoy this about as much. And there's a cool idea at the end, which we'll get into now with our spoilers. So if you're gonna see the movie, if you plan to, don't stick around. I'll be brief with my spoilers. Like, I wish the movie was fucking brief. And you've had your spoiler warning. Here we go. Pretty cool idea. The idea is that the moon is actually a construct that was built by aliens, so that it's hollow inside. So when they're inside of the fucking moon, as they literally make a joke about, and he's like, "Who inside the moon?" That's the greatest sentence anyone's ever said. But when we get inside of the moon, you know, when we're just knee deep in that fucking planet, you get inside and like it's just not cool. Like it's a big fallopian fucking tube. No, that's not the way to explain it. It's just a giant metal robotic thing just spinning around, you know, in a thing. You know, all the cool special effects shit, every bit of it happens down on the ground when you're watching the moon from the outside of it just fuck up the earth. But inside the moon, it was real disappointing. I was really hoping to see some goddamn aliens at one point, because that's what we find out. These are aliens that have done this. But the real deep twist is that when Patrick Wilson gets taken out of the ship and he's taken in there, and he of course in a white room, just straight up Matrix ripoff. Everybody does the white room. He's in a white room, and the computer uses his son, who he loves and feels safe around, to show him the computer is the operating system, right? Kind of like Man of Steel with his dad. The computer's the operating system, but it's using a vision of his son to tell him what happened. And basically what happened is our ancestors were humans like us, who billions of years ago, or however many years ago it was, created this AI. And it was just, life was just perfect on Earth. And they were so advanced that they actually built these gigantic spaceships that were actually ecosystems that they lived inside of, that was controlled perfectly by AI, and nothing ever went wrong. But then Skynet fucking happened, and the little micro toy turds got angry and started becoming turd tornadoes in the sky, and then started killing everybody. So they started building these constructs to send off to recreate human life. And basically the moon that they sent over here is what created the Earth and put the DNA of the Earth into the Earth, becoming us. It's very, very, very fucking loose. Like, it's just wild all over the place loose. But these, yeah, it was aliens, but technically it's not aliens because they're us, you know? So that was kind of neat. I would have rather it been aliens and seen an alien. But, you know, what are you going to fucking do? But a little bit of interesting ideas there. I just hate the nanotechnology bullshit. And again, what I don't understand, and maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something in my fucking, when I was having, you know, just a popcorn sleep. A butter-induced coma. But what's the point of stopping this thing, which we used an EMP to do? Because for some reason, it's programmed to only be able to locate electronics with humans inside of it, with an organic element inside of it. I don't know why that's the specific thing. It just works for the plot, so they did it. Because they couldn't just put a bomb up there. You had to have a human in there, which is why the one dude has to fucking, what's his goddamn name? The funny guy has to give himself up, Armageddon Bruce Willis style, to save us all, because you gotta do that in these fucking movies. So he jumps in front of Patrick Wilson and does it for everybody else and saves the world, and everybody's happy. It can't just drop a bomb. You gotta have a human being inside of it, and this thing, they use it as bait, and it swallows it, and they blow it up. But here's my question. If there's fucking butthole loads of these things out there everywhere, and they know how to search for human life mixed with electronics, what's going to stop them from coming after Earth again? Anyways, you got to do this all over again? We just going to just like fish for fucking nanotechnology monster bites? I don't fucking know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but half the fucking movie doesn't anyways. But yeah, that's my review, guys. 5.5. I do not recommend it, but I will say this. If it's a movie that you're going to watch at some point, I wouldn't even wait until Netflix for it. The only reason you're there is to see the cool special effects and shit, right? So if you're going to do it in a theater. You know, I was just really excited to see a new movie in a theater this week. And the reason I didn't go to Jackass is because I took my 12-year-old to it, who completely agrees with me about the entire movie, by the way. If you want a 12-year-old's perspective, I was like, there's a half an hour left. And she was like, are you fucking kidding me? She didn't say fucking, obviously, which, you know. So, yeah, that's that. Guys, I love your fucking faces. Jay was going to see Jackass, so hopefully we'll be able to review that in a live stream. We'll probably have a live stream Monday or very soon. Either way, love your fucking faces. Thanks for listening to me talk shit for a few minutes. And what is your favorite Roland Emmerich film? What is your favorite disaster film of all time? That's a good question, too. Comment down below. Let me fucking know. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.